Hey everyone, thank you so much for joining us. Today we are going to be talking about how to keep your kids engaged over the holiday break in a modern way because things are definitely different now than they were even 10 or 15 years ago, certainly from when I was a kid. Balancing building a successful business and being a superstar mom is hard, and yet in today's digital world, it's more common than ever.
The question becomes, how do we successfully grow a business and children at the same time?
Join us for a candid conversation as we share our insights into marketing and motherhood. I'm Angela Reeder.
And I'm Jessie Valle. Welcome to the Marketing Moms Podcast.
So the day this gets released, my kids are like 2 days out from Christmas break. We've got 2 solid weeks of them being home, which just always makes things really interesting trying to work from home. Whether you are running a business or you work from home for a company, having your kids on break can be an interesting experience.
Yeah. And, I find this even in the evenings, right? When, like last night, we had to tell the kids, you've had enough screen time today. Go color, read a book, write something, just go play with your toys, go do something. And they just like cannot fathom the idea of something that's not digital.
Yeah.
It's like, how did I keep really myself busy when I was your age?
I know. Well, my kids were that way over the summer where we had like a limit on their different devices. And they were like, they didn't know what to do with themselves when they didn't have the screens, which was partly kind of irritating for me because I was like, it's okay to be bored sometimes. But also, like, I didn't have screens growing up. I mean, I had TV, but it was not the same kind of TV that they have now. Like,
exactly.
After about 9 o'clock in the morning, there was nothing to watch on TV.
Yeah, and I thought it was funny how we had to teach my son about commercials. Can you fast forward through these? No. We're watching live TV. You cannot.
You can't fast forward through these. Yeah, no, I can't rewind it or pause it. It's just television. It just does what it does.
So Angela and I were talking and we're like, as much as we wish the kids would just do what we did when we were kids, let's be honest, they don't want to. They're not going to. They're going to complain. So we thought, hey, why don't we talk to you all about different ways that you can utilize technology and the things that are available here in this day and age, modern things, in a way that is a little more enriching than just watching YouTube.
Yeah, for 10 hours a day.
Exactly. So the first thing we thought about was how you could actually get your kids involved in your business. Or a pretend business. Have them pretend they have a business. Who cares? And what they need to do is they need to go around and take pictures of things for social media, then write captions and add hashtags. This will keep them busy for hours.
Oh, I guarantee it. I guarantee it.
And I like that it allows them to be creative, even if you never post it. Like, hey, go do this for my business, and then you never use it. It's fine. I think they would more enjoy doing it for their own. Like, come up with a business idea.
Their own pretend business.
Your own pretend business.
Yeah.
And do that kind of stuff. Now, if you have older kids, you certainly could do it for real. But with the younger kids.
Yeah. And who knows, you may end up with some really cool pictures and captions that you want to share.
Yeah. I just thought that was kind of creative because it has not only the photography bit that uses technology, the camera, but it also allows them to be creative to write the captions.
Yeah, I was going to say, let's be honest, it's not like you're going to have to sit down and explain captions and hashtags to them.
Probably not.
Like, I know my kids are, 10, 11, 9, 10, something like that. And somewhere around there.
Those kids are somewhere in there.
Double digits, I think. But, they understand captions for social media. Now they spend more time on YouTube than any other social media,
Mm-hmm.
but like they watch TikTok clips on YouTube and like Instagram reels on YouTube. So they understand captions and hashtags. I don't have to explain that to them. I can just turn them loose. Be like, take your camera, go take some pictures, make up some captions. Like,
Mm-hmm. And the
so
other
it's
thing is, it could.
weird to think, but you don't have to explain.
I know. And they don't necessarily even have to write the captions down physically. You could have them type them, which they might enjoy more.
Yeah.
And that practices their typing skills. My daughter saw me typing the other day and she's like, "How do you do it so fast?" I was like, "I don't know, practice."
Yeah, because I have to
It's
do it
like, I
all the
mean,
time.
for us, it's like we're speaking with our fingers at this point.
Yeah.
But they're not
Yeah.
there
I
yet.
think the funny thing for my kids is if they're doing it with their thumbs, no problem.
Mm-hmm.
But you put your hands on a keyboard, that slows them down.
Yeah. All right, pull out the Mavis Beacon over holiday season. That's all I'm
Yeah, there you
saying.
go. Start practice typing.
I mean, but seriously, you could. You could enrich
Yeah.
the kids. I mean, but that's the thing is, you have to find things that your children are interested in.
Yeah.
Mine might put
Otherwise,
up
they're
a
just going to
fight
be
and
right
say,
back by your side in 5 minutes.
yeah, this is boring.
Yep.
Okay.
I don't want to do this anymore. Yeah.
Yeah. So then we move on to the next thing on our list, which, let's see here. We talked about the kids, especially the creative ones. Instead of, we would pull out paper,
Right.
crayons, scissors, glue, all the things,
Glitter.
glitter. Oh, don't forget the glitter. Stickers. And we would
Yes.
make holiday cards or holiday tags, things like that. Nope, these kids don't want anything to do with that. So let's
Mm-hmm.
introduce them to Canva and have
Yes.
them design their own holiday cards, holiday tags, just something creative, even if it's maybe Christmas tree decorations or something like that,
Yeah. Yeah.
or just decorations in general if you don't celebrate Christmas.
Yeah. Well, and also the thing with Canva, if you have the app on your phone, you can download your stuff to your phone. So
Mm-hmm.
you could send stuff to people. Like if they made Christmas cards
Oh.
for aunts and uncles that live in other states, you could text that to them or email them and they could actually get to see what was made, which I think is really cool.
Yeah, that's cool. For sure, you could do that. I have played with the Canva app on my phone, and it's pretty easy to use and it's
Mhm.
fun. Obviously, the one on the computer is
The one on the computer is better, but
better, but if
yeah.
we're talking about keeping kids entertained and busy, I'm sure the one on the phone app is good enough, or
Yeah.
tablet, depending on what
Tablet, yeah.
devices your kids have. But what another thing I like about Canva is it's both web based and app based. So
Mhm.
if you just have like a Chromebook, that's fine.
Right.
Your kids could do it
Yeah.
online and no big deal. Um, yeah, there's a lot of possibilities on what your kids could do with Canva if they're the
Yeah.
creative type.
Mhm. Yeah, and I'm sure they would have a blast with just like we did with Paint, Microsoft Paint when
Oh
we
gosh,
were
that was the
not that young because I
best.
didn't have a computer with Windows on it when I was
Oh,
that young,
exactly.
but
Yeah.
a little bit older when we were, teenagers and had
I know, right?
Microsoft Paint.
We were teenagers and we thought paint was so cool.
Yes.
Another thing is you could actually have your kids learn a skill.
Yeah.
Now, I think about it. My daughter even talks about how they use Chromebooks in school all the time.
Yeah.
Like they use technology at school all the time. So it's okay to have them learn and use technology here at home too. So we're
Mhm.
talking, like we said, the typing programs, having them maybe research topics they're interested in, learning a new language, learning coding. There
Yes.
are lots of kid friendly websites out there that either teach skills or educate.
Yeah.
Aren't
Yeah.
there a
My
lot
kid
that do like virtual museum tours?
Yes, there are several that do virtual museums. A lot of the like museum websites will do virtual museum tours, or if you Google like virtual field trips for schools,
Mm.
they have those too. My kids went on a couple field trips when they were doing virtual school over COVID. They went to
Hmm.
like state parks and stuff
Oh, that's cool.
and got to tour different places in the state parks, and they're very interactive. It was very cool.
Yeah.
My kids really dug it.
Yeah. Another thing I tried the other day with my kids actually is I wanted us to, because I was also, I just wanted to sit down and read. So I thought, okay, how do I get the kids to sit down and read? Because if I say, hey, it's reading time, grab a book, I'm going to get,
I don't want to do it.
yeah. But what I decided to do was, okay, kids, grab your tablets. And then we each found a digital book because I have my Kindle. So they think that I'm using an electronic device when I'm reading.
Right.
And so it's like, okay, well, we found books for each of the kids on their tablets, and they were able to read. Well, my son, who's only 4, it's quotations read, but he was able to
Right.
use his finger, flip through the pages, and
Yeah.
imagine the story himself. And although I know there are audiobooks and things like that, but
Yeah.
he just did the pictures. And then my daughter actually found like a graphic novel. It was Minecraft themed.
Yeah.
I mean,
There's
come on,
so
everything's
much cool
Minecraft these
stuff.
days.
Yes.
But she was able to read this story on her tablet. And guess what? It wasn't a YouTube video. It wasn't like, it was
Mm-hmm.
still reading. She had to read, but it was still a
Yes.
topic that she enjoyed, which honestly, having digital books helps kids find topics and books they're more interested in faster. Do you remember back in the day we had to go to the library, we had to use,
Yeah.
the Dewey
The card
Decimal
catalog.
System and card catalog to try and hopefully find something we enjoy. So much
Yeah.
easier these days.
Yeah. And things weren't organized by topic then either. I mean,
Hmm.
the nonfiction was, but if you didn't know what the number was for the topic, you were just kind of on your own.
Yeah. So, there are advantages to reading
Yeah.
books, digitally these days. So,
Yep. And some of the apps, especially for smaller kids, like you said, they will read to them,
mhm.
but they also have little interactive pages, some of them,
Yeah.
which can be really cool.
Yeah.
Or if you, going back to the learning a skill real quick, there are things, my kids have a thing called Adventure Academy where they can go to different, it's like a great big building complex where they can go to different classrooms and do stuff and go on little quests, and
Oh, that's cool.
they really dig that.
Yeah.
And then
I
they
was,
accidentally learn stuff along the way.
oh, heaven forbid. I was also thinking about if your kid is old enough to try to cook. There are
Yes.
so many apps or websites, or even if your kid hops on YouTube to watch an
Mm-hmm.
educational video, it's, you could say
My,
something like, you know what, guys, you're in charge for lunch today. Make me lunch.
uh-huh.
And they have to watch a video, follow the steps, figure it out. I mean, these are
Yeah.
things that are not only teaching life skills, but keeping them busy while you work over
Yeah,
holiday
a
break.
couple of years ago when my oldest was probably 10 or 11, she spent a whole summer cooking. She made new things every day. She made cloud bread and she learned how to make pancakes and grilled different kinds of grilled cheese sandwiches and all kinds of stuff. And she still enjoys cooking, but
Hmm.
like that was her thing. Every day she found a new recipe and she tried it out. Or if we didn't have the ingredients, she'd like put them on the grocery list for the next grocery shop and I'd bring them home and she'd try it out. Like, yeah. And holidays, a lot of us do cooking over the holidays. Kids can help out with that. Like,
Hmm.
they love to help out with that.
Yeah.
Mashed potatoes, mix batter, crack eggs.
Yeah.
Like,
I was making chili the other day, and my 4-year-old, I would like get the ingredients on the measuring spoon and
mm-hmm.
hand it to him, and he'd dump it in the bowl. Like,
Yeah.
even something as simple as chili, like
Yeah.
I measure,
Yeah. You
he
can help
dumps.
out.
and he's perfectly happy. But let's be honest, it's holiday season, so I'm sure there's lots of cookies going around.
Yes, lots of cookies. Let him decorate cookies.
Yeah, let him decorate cookies. But anyway, so I'm sure there are a lot more things that you could use technology to help enrich your kids and keep them busy over the holiday break.
Yeah.
So I don't want to completely get rid of it and say, no, you cannot do electronics. I think there are ways that we can also integrate electronics in a productive way. Now, of course, I'm going to give my kids plenty of time to do whatever they want to do, watch the ridiculous Minecraft videos or whatever, and play their video games. Or, as my daughter likes to do, sit there and watch Minecraft on her tablet while playing Minecraft on her device.
Minecraft while having something on the YouTube.
Exactly. Putting a stop to that. I'm like, pick one. Either you're watching or you're playing. I don't like this doing both.
The other day my kids had like cartoons on the TV, but then they had their Chromebooks, they had YouTube on, and then they were playing Minecraft on their phones. And I was like, no, like 2 devices max.
We haven't gotten to the 3 devices yet. That's pretty extreme. Actually impressive.
It really was. I was like, are you even paying attention to any, like, how do you, I have a hard time with 2 screens on my computer when I'm doing one thing.
Yeah. Although I will say that sometimes
3 devices.
If you have like a video playing, it's almost like a podcast, right? Like you're listening to it, but then you're playing. I guess I can get behind that. But anyway, so if you have any ideas or something productive that you have your kids do over the holiday break, please let us know on Instagram, is where we are hanging out at Marketing Moms Podcast. Come let us know. We're very interested in what you do, because we are all about taking ideas from other people, realistically what you are actually doing. So hit us up over there and let us know what's going on. So, and to tease a little bit, next week we're heading into a very big topic. Heading into the new year, there might be a few shifts coming to the podcast, so be sure to tune in next week when we will tell you more about it. Until then, thank you for joining us today. We're so honored this is where you chose to spend your time.
If this episode helped you in some way, please share it with another mom who needs to hear it. We're in this together.
And if you're ready for next steps, free goodies, and more, head over to marketingmomspodcast.com.
We'll see you next week.